could walk away with $400 or $500.
Yeah. And I mean, even for the local players who want to get a chance to kind of see what some maybe higher level players are doing, you can get into the tournament, play a little bit, watch some StarCraft, walk around the game room, go to some of the con events. It's a $35 all-day pass to get into the tournament or to get into the conference, and that'll last you for just the one day. So you can either come on a Saturday. I'm not sure what time it is. Yeah, so 3:30 local time.
3:30. Yeah.
But I mean, there's still a lot of time left in the day. I mean, the game room's open 24 hours, so if you wanted to come and stay till midnight, you'd be able to do that and come and hang out and have a good time. And there's a rave that happens at the Renaissance Center that a lot of people come to and get dressed up, and it's really quite the party to behold. All the people that show up. So if you're in the area, you think it might be fun to stop by, please do. Please stop by the StarCraft booth, say hi to us, say hi to the players, and check out what we got going on.
Absolutely, and it is really cool. I mean, honestly, as you've seen from the crowd cam, has always been one of our most popular things. You can see is a lot of people out there. There's probably a view of only about 1/8 of the room. Mm-hmm. You know, and it's neat to see how many people have the cosplay coming out here that go to the, you know, or just coming through playing the games or checking stuff out. And some of it is very intricate and very very well put together.
Absolutely.
So coming on into game number 2 of this best of 3. Winter is going to be up 1-0. He is in the bottom right of the map, and he's the green Zerg.
And in the top left-hand corner in the yellow Carapace, trying to put out a foothold and take game number 2, it is Spyderslayer.
So we've seen these games between Winter and Spyderslayer where, you know, I almost want to say that, I'd have to go back and do the research, but I want to say that Winter often comes out with the first game win.
You know, my memory is not that good. I'm not even going to comment on that.
I could be making it up 100%, but it seems like Winter usually comes out and wins the first game, and usually in that type of fashion. But Spyderslayer will have to make some kind of transition to be able to get ahead. I mean, he pretty much played from behind that whole last game.
Yeah. And I mean, Spyderslayer tends to be the type of guy who gets in his own head too, as we've seen in years past. You could even see at the beginning of this game, you know, he's kind of making some jabs at himself and trying to figure out, you know, ways that he can improve his game. And hopefully, he's not dwelling too much on that last game and putting too much pressure on himself, because you know, that can really mess with your head and really impact your gameplay.
Yep. And for those of you in chat, I see some people typing !bracket. It was apparently set up as !brackets. I don't know why. Maybe Troy can adjust that for us. But there is the link to the bracket. It is moving along. Some players starting to be eliminated in the loser bracket. Always hate to see people go. Always appreciate people coming out to play in these tournaments. It usually does make it a great. Usually, it always makes it a fun time. And I don't know. I mean, especially you can see from the crowd cam, it's just a really neat environment in this. It's not your traditional LAN or stuff like that, where it may be a I don't know, like a Red Bull or something like that, where it's not as organized just for StarCraft. So you hear all the loud Smash players in the background and stuff like that. That's interesting ambiance. Yeah, I mean, it's neat just to see a lot of people who have passions for gaming coming together and playing their respective games and interacting with one another. There's just a lot to see here, and it's fun to get to know these folks. Oh, I just took my glasses off. That's a bad idea. So Winter does have that hatchery halfway done in his natural. Spyderslayer, again, opting to go with some fast speed and get some Zerglings across the map, and only just now going to be putting down that natural as soon as he gets the minerals for it. Pretty much the same thing, sending across 4 Zerglings right away. It would be good if he could get something done with them this time. He didn't really try and poke. This is almost like an exact replay of the last game, with Winter having 2 Zerglings and a Queen at the top of the ramp to try and keep him out. Spider poking in here to see the natural expansion finish. He is going to take some whacks at it this time, which is going to force the Queen down the ramp at least. If he can just get speed to finish and find a way to press that would really be advantageous for him, as speed is getting close. Winter has not started his. Baneling Nest coming down from both players simultaneously. You know, I mean, Winter just kind of has this build down, though. He knows what to expect. He always gets that Spine Crawler kind of in a position where if anything tries to come up the ramp, it's going to get smacked by it, and now repositioning it down into his natural.
to prevent a whole lot of other aggression onto these.
Oh man, Spyderslayer's Speedlings just barely getting advantage over these Slowlings of Winter. Now is when he really needs to press that advantage, as the Baneling nest of Winter is completed. Spyderslayer's Baneling nest finishing up as well. So this is where Spyderslayer needs to make that change, be able to get some kind of anything done. The Spine Crawler here is going to be able to take out those. I don't believe he lost any drones.
No, he didn't.
Nope. So 4 Zerglings lost on each side at the moment. Spyderslayer playing from behind a little bit once again. It's 23 drones to 23 drones. So not too far. Although the resources lost, I mean, honestly, looking at every stat, we're pretty darn close.
Pretty close indeed, yeah. I mean, it seems as though Spyderslayer is just kind of a hair behind in like the timing of what he's choosing to do from what Winter's doing.
Winter comes on up, gets all the information he wants. Where?
Oh,
hello.
Now this is the type of play that you like to see. I mean, he clearly started that in view.
Yep.
And I mean, it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. It's a gamble for sure, but I mean, it's a risk that I think is warranted.
Yep. So now he's going to even cancel the gas there. It may have been because he was supply blocked.
Well, I mean, he really has to make something happen here quick. I mean, the timer is started in terms of when he's going to have to be defending against these incoming Mutalisks.
Started +1 ground carapace on one of his evolution chambers. Has not started anything on the second one yet.
Doesn't have the gas to.
Oh, Spire coming down from Winter. This could be interesting.
And I think that's what he knew was going to happen. I think that's what he's planning for here. I think that he canceled that gas a little bit early. Yeah, and he's rebuilding it. He just doesn't have the gas to kind of get off what he wanted to get off here. So his timing's going to be a little bit off, and he's going to have to put up some kind of defense against this air.
Yeah, Spyderslayer's going to have to get a lot more Lings out here pretty quick. One thing, though, Winter has, because he saw that layer, he's saved his gas. He's not built any Banelings. He's been putting his gas into Spire and saving up for Mutalisk. But the thing is, the Spire is about to finish. Winter is going to have enough gas for about 8 Mutalisks right now. And so he's going to have to do something like right now. 5 Mutalisks in production, 6. Expecting maybe a 7th and 8th here pretty quick.
2 Banelings in production also by that that third base going down, and so he's anticipating more of these Lings coming in. 2 go down to a single Baneling, and it looks like the rest of these are going to go down here as well.
Well, does trade 2 Banelings for 3 Zerglings, so that is a pretty good trade no matter how you look at it. There are a lot of Lings here on the way. More Mutalisks being produced, but I'm trying to figure out how Spyderslayer defends against these Mutalisks. He doesn't have any Spore Crawlers yet. He's kind of keeping a lean economy to try and get this 1-1 out for these Zerglings. Now he's putting down a Spore Crawler.
I mean, he's got a lot of the Zerglings. I just think he needs to. I mean, he's obviously waiting for his upgrades to try and finish, but he's just running out of time, and he's getting supply blocked here too because the Mutalisks are picking off those Overlords that are spread throughout the map. Spyderslayer's going for it. The Mutalisks are in tow, trying to get some shots off as they're running across. Baneling coming in. Then that's a huge hit. Only saved by the skin of that upgrade. They are starting to regenerate and moving straight into the main, but they are easy pickings for anything they wanted to try and take some jabs at him.
Yeah. Well, he is going to get that Queen, though, and now more Zerglings coming into the natural expansion. This is where it's going to pay off for Spyderslayer, splitting up the units of Winter, but it just isn't looking good.
I mean, only 2 drone kills at this point. Another 28 Zerglings in production, more coming, and he's just kind of all-inning at this point, trying to get anything happening. And the Mutalisk number, though, is really high for Winter. Unfortunately, he's just had to keep him on as defense, though.
Yeah, I really like what he kind of had in mind there, but it seems like it just did not hit soon enough. Yeah, I mean, because now that there's 10 Mutalisks here in the main base of Winter to defend, there's really not a lot these Zerglings are going to be able to do.
And there's really not a whole lot at home for Spyderslayer to be able to defend against this, too. He's got a couple of Spore Crawlers and a couple of Queens, but I mean, nothing that...
Yeah, no, he's pretty much defending, or pretty much relying on these Mutalisks for defense, which, granted, is keeping the Mutalisks out of Spyderslayer's base, but now that he has more Zerglings and more Banelings, He's not going to need that, and he's going to end up... oh, nice Baneling hit there from Winter to take out...
My. Spyderslayer had some Banelings moving as well and took down quite a few drones.
Yeah. So now the Mutalisks are going to be moving in, and Spyderslayer does have some Zerglings that are just kind of hanging out here in the third base that's not really used. He could get those together. That might do some good for him, but he does have a Spore Crawler and a Queen in each base. That will help defend a little bit, as there's not a ton of Mutalisks yet, but still, Winter is looking pretty okay, as he's got 39 drones to 35 of Winter. So really the drone count's not off all that much just yet.
Spyderslayer was able to pick off that third base for Winter, but he is going to lose his own third base, and the Mutalisks continue on their march. Another Spore Crawler finishing up, but that's going to go down relatively quickly.
Ooh,
there is no... oh, the Queen's not in position. Wow.
Oh, 4 Mutalisks lost to the 1 Spore Crawler. They take out 2 drones there, but not really with it. Spyderslayer maybe having a chance here. A lot of Banelings coming into the natural expansion of Winter. Is he going to pop on the drone? Oh, as he gets all the drones he wanted piled up behind that Spine Crawler. Spyderslayer back in this.
Yeah, I mean, that was a huge hit. He still doesn't have really a good answer to these Mutalisks, and they're going to start taking out a lot of his economy. He's got to put down more Spore Crawlers. He's got to make drones or something. But I mean, it looks like he's just continuing to hammer on this Zergling advantage that he's got going across the end.
Queen here does have a bit of energy for some transfuse, so he can transfuse that Spore Crawler a bit. But now more Zerglings headed across. Flyer attack level 1 about to finish for Winter. The big problem is if Winter pulls these Mutalisks back to defend, then he's just going to have to keep producing Zerglings to be able to keep replacing the ones that keep getting killed.
Yeah, and I mean, that means that you have to have an active economy. Now, Spyderslayer does have a lot of minerals in the bank, and really what he doesn't have is the larva to keep that production up. Yep. But he really is putting on a lot of pressure, and I mean, the drones continue to fall for Winter. The drone count is 33 for Spyderslayer to 7 for Winter.
Yeah, see, now I'm speechless. So many drones have been lost here for Winter, and now Spyderslayer with 2 Spore Crawlers and a Queen in each base, he can kind of sit back because how many Mutalisks is it? 13 Mutalisks aren't going to really be able to do much to 2 Spore Crawlers and a Queen. So now that Spyderslayer has a massive economical lead, he can kind of do a little bit, but now the Queen is getting a little bit caught off guard there. More Mutalisks heading across. Unfortunately, the Spyderslayer lings are going to get caught by those Mutas, so he's going to lose about half of them before they even get to their destination. But he's probably happy to see that there's no third base.
Yeah, I mean, his goal right now is just really to try and maintain this economic lead and really tech into the position that Winter was in and get his Mutalisk number up so that he can deal with the ones that are on the map.
Spyderslayer has not been producing anything, though. He's just kind of building. He's got quite a bank going here. 2,000 minerals, 800 gas. Now he's switching into Mutalisks.
Yeah.
That's what he's been waiting for. But he does still have a lot of minerals left to be able to keep making lings, and this natural expansion of Winter is almost dead.
Mutalisks moving through, trying to get picks off on some Overlords, just trying to poke in wherever he can, and that mineral line is fairly undefended, so he's going to get some free shots there.
Queen there does come back to save the day. Now Mutalisks of Spyderslayer are out and instantly has the advantage now with double the number of Mutalisks that Winter does, and he just doesn't have an economy to be able to make anything. However, he doesn't want to get too caught off guard here because there are more Mutalisks now getting into a gaggle here of Winter, and he actually does outnumber him still.
Yeah, he outnumbers him and upgrades him, so Spyderslayer can't be frivolous with these guys. He's got to defend them and get out of there.
Get out.
If he wants to keep his lead. 2 go down for free.
2 more Mutalisks incoming, as well as Carapace upgrades for them. Now Winter kind of going back to the same thing Spyderslayer was doing, making some lings to be able to continue to poke around. Spyderslayer just kind of needs to put all he has, and he's going to be able to take out this natural expansion with a flinger on the lings, and it was really close, but 2 lings remain as that's taken out. Not that a whole lot of mining was happening there, but that's that much less larva that Winter will have.
Yeah, and so now he's really just down onto 1 base. I mean, I have to hand it to Winter. His drone count has gotten back up there. He's up to 20 now, but he's long distance mining here, and he's starting to fall behind. And Spyderslayer's feeling very comfortable as he continues to add on. He really wants to take this game.
It is still 11 Mutalisks to 13 in favor of Winter, and as we mentioned before, he does have the upgrade lead as well, so he does still have to be kind of careful. Now the Zerglings are going to deny the expansion of Spyderslayer here.
Yeah, and I mean, like, while Spyderslayer has made a good move, like, he has not by any means won this game outright. He's got to continue to deny Winter.
Oh, this is going to be a nail in the coffin right here. Zergling's coming in to wreak havoc on the mineral line that remains of Winter. He's bringing his Mutalisk back to try and defend, but once he gets this hatchery down in the main base, if he can do that, that is game over.
That is game over indeed.
Is he going to do it? I have no... Just... he just barely gets it. Wow.
So Winter does not... Oh, but he already has a hatchery going down, so he has the potential to mine again once this hatchery completes. But he's blocked on mining for some time at this point.
Yeah, Spyderslayer is now catching up in the upgrades as Flyer Carapace level 1 has finished. But Winter does still have the +1 attack upgrade, so still in the attack upgrade disadvantage for Winter.
And Winter just doing a great job of continuing to deny that third. I mean, Spyderslayer isn't able to explode out here, but now the Mutalisks are moving in, and only now is Winter starting to begin mining again. So he really needs to get some stuff done. These Mutalisks, though, coming back through, and the Mutalisk count still favors Winter.
Yeah, and he still has not gotten a upgrade advantage. Now he has +2 Carapace going down for the Flyer units. If that can finish, he can be in even footing and then get some good position and be able to take that out. But now Winter once again is mining here at his natural expansion with a 15 drones. So I mean, you know, as
there's the GG.
As I was just about to say, as the last game, Winter's just kind of hanging in.
Yeah, I mean, like, well, he continued. He had the Spire, and as soon as Spyderslayer took down that Spire, that's when the GG came. He couldn't make any more Mutalisks. He was going to lose that advantage, and that's.
And I'll be honest with you. At one point there, I definitely wrote off Spyderslayer. You know, it was looking very much the same as game number 1, and you know, Winter kind of had the advantage switching to Mutalisk there. I didn't really think the Lings were going to get it done, but man, you got to give it to Spyderslayer, and really, he had in his mind a plan, and he's like, you know what, I'm going to get this done, and I'm going to find a way to do it.
Well, I mean, he saw an opportunity there to kind of make or bait a tech, you know, like he intentionally started that layer right in front of Winter, canceled it immediately, and switched what he was doing to really get a timing push in before the Mutalisks were really able to hit in full force, and was able to get a lot done with it. He really needed to. I mean, that was a real high risk situation, but it worked out well for him.
Yep. So now we're gonna go right into game number 3.